Be honest with you guys, man. When it comes to my spiritual gift and the gift that God has given me, I believe that it's gonna take dedication to make it. And I'm making this one because I've been dedicated to it. I've had marks on my arm, marks on my body that I can't even explain. Going through this spiritual transition and feeling these spiritual powers and what comes with it. And the one thing I have to tell you guys is it's about staying dedicated. It's going to push you, it's going to change you, it's going to evolve you, it's going to open your mind. But you have to stay dedicated to the process. The process is going to push you day in and day out to see how bad you want it, to see how much you believe in it, to see where you're willing to go for it. And if you want it bad enough, if you want to change hard enough, you're going to follow the process and you're going to see your way through it. It's going to push the worst out of you and push the best into you. But once you commit to the process, it's the most beautiful thing you will ever be a part of. But you have to commit to the work. You have to commit to the lifelong change and the lifelong desire it's going to take. I've committed to it, and it took me a long time to finally get straight and to understand the gift and my destiny of what I'm about to do. I'm about to change the world because of my gift, but it's because I stayed dedicated to the process and constantly believe in it day in and day out. Although my body has been pushed and changed, I know that I had to stay dedicated to the process to make it happen because that dedication is everything. I've been through things I can't even really describe because of the spiritual process, the sickness, the understanding, the opening of my mind, and the way I have developed as a human being. I am forever changed with spirituality. I will never be the same person again. But in that same way, I'm happy because I understand and accept myself for who I'm turning into. And that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps the process going. That's what keeps me evolving. Knowing that I'm constantly growing and my mind is constantly being challenged and pushed in new ways to develop, grow, and continue to progress as a human being. That's what I love about spirituality. It constantly pushes me to evolve and think about life in new ways that I never considered before. And it constantly pushes me to challenge my body, challenge my mind, and challenge my spirit to grow. It made me get over all the hurdles that I've ever thought I would never get over. It made me forgive my life so I can become a better person. And now I'm at peace and I accept everything that has ever happened in my life because I know it was part of this process to get me to where I am today. And I accept that I'm still growing, I'm still learning, and I'm still becoming a better person. But I'm about to break through and change my life forever and make the world a better place because of my dedication. All the time I've put in over the last years to master this gift and stay with it. All this is about to finally pay off and it's finally finna come through. And that was the most annoying part about my process. I knew what I was going through, but because it didn't show externally. A lot of things didn't think. A lot of people and a lot of things wasn't externally going my way. So you couldn't really show the work, and I couldn't really explain what I was doing in so many words. So it was kind of difficult to go through the process and not really be able to share it. But now that I've done the work, it's starting to translate externally so people can see. And now that I'm okay to talk about it, I can kind of write a book and be able to the internal things I've went through on the spiritual journey. It's an amazing process. I think I'm meant to write a book to explain the whole internal and external process of my life and what I've learned from the spiritual journey. But the thing is, it's not over. It keeps adding chapters and keeps challenging me to grow by the day. So I will share what I've learned and I will share what I'm growing through when the time is right. But it's an amazing process. But like I said, the most annoying thing about it is while I was going through it, I couldn't really talk about it because I had to live through it first to be able to share it. But it's one of the most amazing, unique processes. If you're blessed to ever go through it, I challenge you to go through it, then tell your story. When the time is right, you will know it. And I'm to the point where I've been through everything. I've made it through everything I was supposed to make it through. And I'm to the point where I can share. So I'll be looking to eventually write a book and share the whole process with you guys. It's going to seem unreal, but I'm happy to share it because the world can see my progress, my internal mindset, how my mindset grew from a child through a teenager to a grown man, and how I understand my process of life, and how I understand where I'm at and where I'm meant to go. We're going to take this global and go all over the world with it and change the whole planet. But it's only because I believed in me and you guys believed in me and I believed in this spiritual gift and I jumped off and took this ride because I followed my heart and I followed what was deep inside of me that I always knew I was supposed to do since I was 7 years old. I just stopped running from it. I finally embraced it and I jumped into it and I didn't look back. I didn't have any training. I had to learn the hard way because I was hard headed. But I learned the lessons I was supposed to learn and I grew into one of the most powerful spiritual human beings that God has ever made. And I firmly believe that I can prove that anytime I need to. But I'm hoping I never have to use my powers for anything but to protect people and make other people's lives better that deserve it. I want to be one of those people who use those powers for good and use those powers to stand for something positive and something upstanding with my disability and my spiritual gift. I don't want to be one of those people who use it selfishly for selfish gain. I want to use my gift for the good of the world and to help as many people as I can. I want to help people in my situation, and I mean physically and mentally. People that have spiritual gifts, but they had to do it alone because they didn't have any help. I know what that's like, having to have emotions, not knowing what they're tied to, having to go through life and just feel it and not knowing what they mean, and then having to find your own way through it and finding your own peace and figuring it out from that solo journey and mastering it by yourself, then beginning to understand life and beginning to accept who you are because you feel weird, because you can feel things that nobody else can and you can't really talk about it because you don't know if it'll relate to people and you don't want to seem odd. Yeah, I know what that's like. I can help you with that. I can talk about those type of things. Those are the things that I want to do in the future. Become a mentor or a guide for people like that, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion and where I feel like I'm going in my life with my spiritual gift. And the things that you have to remember is just stay dedicated. If you consider weird, be weird. If you consider odd, be odd. But the thing is, at the end of the day, are you happy with who you are? And now I can finally answer that question. And the answer for me is hell yes, I am, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion of my life and my life journey, though.